Happy New Year. I am so excited about this new year. You guys don't even understand. 2021 was a great year. A lot of people think differently. There was a lot of ups and downs, but we did a lot of growing and learning, and so I'm very thankful for it. But I'm very happy to be entering 2022 with a good mindset. And before we start talking about VA loans, we have to say rest in peace, Betty White.
Yeah.
And just being who Betty White was, I'm still gonna say, like, she gets the win. She made it to 100. That's how I feel.
Basically.
I just want to say she did. She's only a couple weeks away, and it was just absolutely it threw me through a loop.
I know.
And everybody's thinking, well, how do you guys know who Betty White is? Who doesn't know who Betty White is? Older than sliced bread, Golden Girls all day long. I mean, I'm just shocked by it. I couldn't believe she did.
I know, I couldn't either. Like, on New Year's Eve.
I know. She's like, no. Somebody made a post about it and she said nope to 2021. So what are we in store for in 2022? I'm keeping a positive mindset, but somehow Betty White did not deserve whatever was coming in 2022. So let's keep high hopes for it. But anyway, so today, guys, we're going to talk about VA loans. And you've noticed that we haven't talked much about VA loans in 58 episodes.
Right.
Because, and only because, in 2021, 2019, when the market was so competitive, you didn't see a lot of sellers accepting VA loans.
Right.
For a few very simple reasons. Veteran Affairs doesn't want to see veterans pay out of pocket for unnecessary things. Or I shouldn't say unnecessary things. They're trying to do the most they can for veterans.
Right.
So, certain situations like, okay, let's say you're under contract, right? And there's a pest inspection or something has to be repaired. The buyer, being the person, the veteran, cannot do certain repairs and cannot pay certain fees.
Right.
So if a dilemma came up, and so sellers decided, okay, the market is so hot right now, we can just accept maybe FHA loans, and those were even hard to be accepted at that time. But conventional was the smoothest way to go.
Yeah.
And so it really sucks to say, and whenever we list a house, we try our hardest to explain to our sellers why it's important that we accept a VA loan. And because there's a lot of benefits to it, and you can negotiate certain things like that if it comes down to it, but there are guidelines that the VA has that the veterans don't have to pay for. So it's a great program for veterans.
Yes.
And in my opinion, and from what I've heard from different veterans, is that it's one of the greatest benefits that you have when you serve your country. So I want to say thank you so much to all of our veterans out there. And if you are a veteran or have any specific questions, I don't want to act like an expert in eligibility. So this number right here is the final authority for everything that you need to know. So there's different reasons why you could be you could get this loan or be backed by it. But there's things that come into play that you may not qualify quite yet. So go to them with any questions you have regarding the loan process. I know specifically that some surviving spouses can get VA loans. But yeah, there's a lot to it. I'm trying to ramble up in my brain and remember everything that I read on the website, but you can go to the Veteran Affairs website or call this number and ask any questions that you have. So, moving into the fine bullet points, and I'm sorry if you guys can't see this from the glare from our lighting. I will post this in the comments, a picture of this so you can see it. And if you have any questions, again, please reach out and we will be happy to answer them for you. So, the first thing, and one of the biggest benefits of using a VA loan, a VA-backed loan, is no down payment required, right? You can put money down. You're not going to be disqualified if you want to put money down, because ultimately if you put money down, it'll save you money over the term of the loan.
Right.
So, but that is one of the best benefits. You don't have a down payment that you have to make. You still have closing costs, we're going to get to that as we get down here to the bottom. But again, huge benefit. I always recommend putting a little bit of money down because it saves you interest all the way throughout the loan. There's a lot of benefits to it, including the finder's fee, which we'll get to as well as we move down. So, no private mortgage insurance, which is amazing because normally, typically, private mortgage insurance is anywhere from $80 to $100 a month, meaning you're paying almost $1,200 a year just for private mortgage insurance.
Right.
What is private mortgage insurance? So basically, private mortgage insurance is when a buyer cannot put 20% down on a property. Right? They just can't do it. So the bank instills the private mortgage insurance. You have to have that so we have some protection.
Right.
So being that it's a VA is backing whatever bank you go to for that loan, they are technically putting 20%, or they're backing it with that 25%. So there's no private mortgage insurance included in the loan. So that's huge. It's $1,200 a year right there that you're saving. So that's another great benefit. The two biggest benefits, in my opinion, of using a VA loan, right? The next thing is there is no loan limit. So the VA doesn't say, no, you cannot exceed this, this purchase price.
Right.
You can go $500,000 if you wanted to. But the bank that you choose dictates that number, right? So they're going based off of your income, right? They're going based off your debt to income as well. So those things play a part of that as well. So you can't just run it thinking, okay, I want a $500,000 house. Your income has to show that you can actually afford a monthly payment on a $500,000 house. So VA helps if there's any financial trouble during the loan term. Depending on your situation, of course, they really, again, the VA is really trying to do everything they can for veterans.
Yes.
So if there's any financial trouble, they are more apt to help. Again, you can contact this number or visit the website and talk to them about that and get more information on it. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but they want to make sure that you feel secure as a veteran. The next thing is it must be your primary residence, right? And that gets misconstrued a lot. It has to be your primary residence. You have to live there. It cannot be an investment property or anything like that. It has to be your primary residence. But there's a loophole here. It can be a duplex, it can be a triplex, it can be any of those things, etc., right? But you have to live in one of those units. So if you're looking to invest, just remember you have to live in a unit. In one of the units if you decide you want to do like a triplex or whatever.
Right.
So there's that little loophole that I love to throw out there. It's like throwing a dog a bone. So the VA also, they do an inspection, right? And that goes back to talking about the seller situation, right? They do an inspection and they also want to make sure that the property is worth what the veteran is going to be paying for the house.
Right.
So those are huge things. So during the inspection, something could come up, like they could see like, you know, presence of
Termites,
possibly, anything like that.
Foundation trouble, stuff like that.
And the buyer
Really look for it.
cannot pay for that. So that's when sellers were like, I don't know if I want to accept it because what if something like that comes up?
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. So let's just go conventional FHA. Even FHA, again, it was hard
It was
to do.
hard.
So the buyer, the veteran cannot pay for the reinspection fee, and they cannot pay, and they're not supposed to pay for the pest inspection as well. So there's some things right there that kind of kept people away from wanting to accept VA loans, just to kind of get you guys an idea. And also, if there's anything that comes up that you notice that you want to fix with the property, the VA also will allow you to partner with the contractor, right? And whatever that amount costs that you're trying to, like say you were trying to redo a kitchen, that the amount that you have to pay the contractor, you pay them $0, and VA will pay them, the bank will pay them, and it'll roll into your loan.
Right. That's another awesome benefit.
It's amazing. So if you're like, I love this house, but I want a new kitchen, bam, I'll find a contractor that's willing to partner up. They get paid in full, but that just rolls into your loan, and you have to pay that over the term of the loan.
Right.
So you have to kind of weigh your odds right there. Do I want to worry about like $20,000, $30,000 more on top of my loan with an interest? It's kind of have to make a decision.
Right.
So, and moving down to the next thing, which is the filing fee. Probably one of the biggest downfalls of it. I wouldn't say necessarily downfall, but you have to understand every program that's allowing this funding to happen, there's got to be a reason or a source of their income that they're getting.
Right, exactly.
So they call it the finding fee. So if you put 0% down on a loan, you can expect to pay 2.3% of the entire loan that you're getting in a finder fee to the VA. This keeps the program afloat. This allows them to continue to hand out loans to people or back banks to do the loans. So 2.3%, the more you put down on the property, of course, that percentage will go down as well. So keeping that in mind, so if we did a $200,000 property, 2.3% of that, $4,600. So you can either pay that at the closing table, or it can get wrapped up into your loan. So you have to kind of, again, do the math on that over however long the term is, 15, 30 years, and see if the amount of interest is worth it, or if you want to come to the closing table with that $4,600 based on $200,000. Don't stick with that math there because I'm just going based on a number there. But closing costs. So we talked about no down payment, but there are closing costs.
Right.
Closing costs and down payment, me and Hannah cannot stress that to people enough because they say, oh, I have to bring it to the closing table. You don't have to bring a down payment.
Right.
You have to bring some closing costs. And I will add to this video because I can't think about it right at this minute, some of the things that you can expect to pay at closing, like origination fees. I'm not even going to try to go through it.
It's a whole list.
Isn't that so cool? If I forget, my brain farts. I'll be like, hello. But there are specific things that the buyer, the veteran, does not have to pay for, right? Like the buyer broker fee, any of the commissions paid to the real estate professionals, specific things that they can't pay for, right? But you are going to have your own independent closing costs, right? Including if you decide to add that finding fee to it, right? So just kind of just looking at it from that perspective instead of I'm just going to come in and not have to put anything down.
Right.
But of course, a good lender will explain that to you and help you understand it. And that leads me to my next thing, which is scams. A lot of people, and they're not bad people. They're looking out for your best interest. I want to say most of the time, but some banks will say, "Well, I'm a VA specialist." They may have done a lot of loans for VAs or whatever, but that doesn't mean that they're specialists. Because any private bank can do a VA loan.
Right.
Right? You want to make sure that you're competitive shopping. You're looking at different rates that you can get. Don't let anybody convince you that they're a specialist or the best and the best with the VA loan, because the VA will back any private bank.
Right.
Right? You want to shop for the best possible rate for yourself. Don't feel intimidated by talking to one lender if they're really, really nice to you and they talk up a good story, because a lot of people are good talkers.
Right.
They
Yes.
just are.
Right.
You want to shop. Find the best interest rate, because ultimately it may seem like a small number now, but over a 30-year term, it could make a big difference.
Exactly.
2.3 to 2.9, huge difference, thousands and thousands of dollars
Yes.
right there. So look out for scams, and my best recommendation is to just shop. Talk to different people. There are no specialists. I can say people that are experienced with it during the,
Right.
like maybe a realtor is really experienced with dealing with, what a buyer can and cannot do with their veteran. But these banks, they're trying to do whatever they can to get your business, and they're not saying that they're bad people, but your goal should be to find the best possible rate. So beware of scams, they're out there, they really are. And I hate to say anybody's not out for your best interest, because I don't know that, but I think that's the most important thing that you
Right.
can do.
Yeah. I agree.
So that is point by point by point by point by point. Some of the things that I think you as a veteran should be aware of if you're thinking about buying a house but you don't have the 20% down to put on to avoid the PMI. All different types of things that go into it, and I think it's so very nice. So
It
before
is. They really look out for you guys.
they really do, and it's so amazing to see that. And that's again one of the best benefits you have for serving your country.
Right.
And again, I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that have.
Oh, I do want to add in there real quick is that you only have to be in service for at least 90 days to qualify for this loan. As well.
Yeah,
Which is
absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah, that is a great point. That is a great point. And again, there's different things that go into it. Like even a surviving spouse of a veteran
Right.
could go and see, and that's why I said I'm not an expert in all this. I
Yeah.
read through the best I could, but there's some things that change. Of course, things change every day. So call this number or go to the Veteran Affairs website. It should pop right up when you search up VA loans, and talk to them about it and see, if they'll back you and if you qualify for it. If you guys have any other questions or know any veterans that could learn some information from watching this video, please tag them. Just tell them about it and all the amazing benefits that it
Right.
comes with. And as always, we are always available to answer your questions. We have people sometimes saying, "I'm so sorry to bother you,
Right.
but could you?" I'm like, "Don't say sorry. We love to do
doing
this. This is what we do." And I'm really excited to see that VA loans are being accepted now.
Yes, they're coming back.
The market's kind of cooled down, and so it was sad to see that a lot of veterans were unable to use VA loans. So they
Right,
went
for a
conventional.
whole year. It was,
Yeah.
it was a bum.
But we can make it happen. We can negotiate. If you get the right realtor, they can negotiate and make your offer look like gold and stick out. Even if the house is really nice and it's going to fly off the shelf, there's always a way. Where there's a will and a Hannah, there's a way. At the very end. But that's going to wrap up this video, guys. As always, it costs $0 to be a decent human being in this world. We will see you guys on the next episode. Happy New Year.